my God, will Pulse fill up? Yes. If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Woohoo! A green day on Pulsechain. That's good news. I know that many people are excited about that. We also had, obviously, one of the biggest dexes, at least I would say a popular dex, a people's dex, 9mm token has finally launched. And of course, if I remember rightly, basically you got 9mm if you interacted with the dex, providing liquidity, doing trading, things like that. And you would have got some 9mm. So definitely check that out. We're going to be looking at that later today. Later in the live stream, not later today. Well, it is later today, but later in the live stream, we're looking at 9mm and talk about that and see how the price performance has gone since it launched only, several hours ago. So we'll look at that. We're obviously going to get into all the markets. That's the main focus today. We're also going to be covering runes and on Bitcoin. So we're not just doing Pulsechain. We'll be covering runes on Bitcoin too, and check out how that's going, because that's going to be a mega theme for this bull market. And you guys will thank me later. How about that? Thank me later, because I know many of you may have not have covered runes or seen runes. We have been covering it since it launched. So we'll be covering that at the end of the live stream. That's the last topic for the day. Runes, Bitcoin runes. All right, let's see who's in the house. We got Lies Beneath. How are you today? Very, very good. It's sunny again outside. It's super, super blue sky. The wind's getting a little bit cool here. But where Wookie is, Wookie's on the where Wookie is, he's like 10 degrees lower than where I am. So we're both in New Zealand, but different islands, right? Different islands. Hex PLSX in the center for the win, 100%, the golden crypto strategy, and that's why we cover it every day, because we're hardcore believers. We got Sandy Beach as well. Hello, Sandy. How are you doing? And a big shout out from Sandy to everybody. Big shout out. And what else? We've got Craig Pittenhouse there. Morning all. Hey, Craig. Good to see you. I always like your profile pic, Craig. It looks so good. A real cool profile pic. Brian's in the house, our community leader. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. The champion leading the way on Discord and YouTube. Big shout out to Brian. Brian's going to be doing something different, as I understand it, in the future. So we're looking forward to the vlogging, Brian. We're looking forward to the vlog. I hope you got a good camera. Get yourself a good camera there, Brian, for that. We're going to check my pulse. There's good evening, Superman. Hey, check my pulse. Welcome to the chat as well. What's shaking, Hex Token family? What's shaking indeed? What else do we got? Wookie says, Wookie, you really are something. Hey, Wookie there, what's that? Self-flaturation. I don't know what that's called. Good to see you, Wookie. And of course, DG and Hexkin. Hey, Superman. Hey, good to see you, DG. Let's get into it without further ado. Let's get into it. Now, I just want to make some honorable mentions. We had Randy in the chat yesterday. He was had a show on just after our show. And of course, he was doing some giveaways. So that was pretty cool. Some nice giveaways for the community. What else? We had Rags of Riches did a stream yesterday. He went and saw, he went to Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump. And of course, he was part of that. I think he was part of that crowd that was asking the famous questions to Trump about crypto. Are you in favor of crypto? Some young guy asked that question. And Trump basically was saying, yeah, we're going to be pro-crypto Obviously they want tidy regulations, but they're happy for crypto and very supportive rather than hostile, like I guess the Biden and the Democrats. So I think that was pretty positive. So yeah, and I think if I remember rightly, Rags was there and had some good time there. So big shout out to Rags for that. Dressed up in tuxedo, I think, as well. Yeah, that's the way they go. What they value that place? $20 million. $20 million. I'm just making a joke out of that, of course. It was probably more like what was it, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. What's it worth? 400 million? I don't know. A billion? Maybe up there. Who knows? All right, let's see who else is in the house. We got Check My Sauce. It's been a while. Good to see everybody busy working. Hustle and DCA, hodl, repeat. I like that. Check My Pulse. You know the game. You know the game. Thanks, Superman, says Craig. You're most welcome. Yeah, that profile pic, pretty cool. I hope that they support crypto, says Sandy. Well, yeah, Trump said he's going to support it. So there we go. More reasons for Trump to come in. But hey, look, it's more fundamental with Trump. It's about our freedom because they are trying to take it away. And if they get 4 more years, it's going to be done and dusted. You can kiss goodbye to any of the little victories that we've been making because that next 4 years will be all they need to finish their job of taking our rights away. They will fool everybody. They're almost there. They're very, very close. Check My Pulse says time is flying by when the 1 anniversary Pulsechain is at 52 weeks. We're going to talk about that. It's coming up soon. What's that? 18 million. Yeah. That's what they said. They said they valued Mar-a-Lago for 18 million something. It was part of the con job in the court cases, right? All right, let's move on. Let's get into it. Before we do, Sandy says, I want freedom. Indeed, we all want freedom. Without it, you can't have a great, great society. And of course, we've had, 20th century was, despite some of the big wars, we had incredible freedom, particularly in the second half of the 20th century. Unbelievable freedom. And we want to keep that if we can. We don't want the few telling the rest of us what to do. That's not cool. What else there? Let's get into the stock market. And here we go. So stock market's rally as European shares scale new highs. The dollar slips there a little bit on the dollar. So good news for the stock market there. Nice little bounce. And of course, this will be covering Thursday's results, right? In the United States. We're a day ahead in New Zealand, of course, where it's now Friday, the 10th of May at 12:07 p.m. in the afternoon. So we just turned midday. We've got the Dow Jones up 0.85%, 331 points to 39,387. So not far away from 40,000. We've got the S&P 500 up 0.5%, 26 points to 5,214. And the NASDAQ up just over 0.25%, 43 points to 16,346. Pretty cool. Now, thinking of tech companies in NASDAQ, I don't know if you know, but NVIDIA and others have been making some huge billion-dollar investments in new chip technology. Of course, really to power the AI and other AI and I guess supercomputer revolutions. So, man, there's some crazy processors out there with billions of transistors on them. It's insane where they have taken this technology. Many of you will know Moore's laws. Kind of an engineering law, I guess you would call it. And of course, they've tried to double. They've had to do some pretty fancy things like layering transistors and things like that. That been getting it down to what they call the nanometer level. So very close. 1 nanometer is, I think, about the size of an atom, I think. And so you're talking about a couple of nanometers. And of course, once they get that small, they got to start layering them because the physics gets so crazy down at the quantum level. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff happening in that space, and the tech company there doing pretty well in NASDAQ. So let's move on from that. That's all we're going to cover there. So looking pretty good. Let's see if the commodities are up. Hey, commodities are there. So they're disappearing all the time. I don't know whether it's my setup or what. We got West Texas there at $79.62 a barrel and $84 in Brent oil. And you guys know, if you're in the US, people, because of all the states we talked about yesterday, people love traveling in the United States. So the people are using a lot of petrol. And of course, here are the barrels of oil. I guess they're not too bad at around $84. Of course, if you're in the US and it started going over $100 like we did, what was it, about a year and a half ago, or whatever it was, 2 years, it would be, it's expensive, right? Expensive. Probably still on the high side, but $84, $80 at the moment. We've got gold at the moment at $2,353. Up 0.5%, $13 increase today. Silver up or 2/3%, 18 cents, 19 cents there to $28.55. So gold and silver looking pretty good as well. And I guess you can never harm having a little bit of that in your portfolio, right? Because you just, it's not as good as Bitcoin, of course, in that sense, but it's probably good in the mix there if you've got a portfolio so inclined. All right, so that is pretty much it on the investing on side of stock market. Now, obviously, green on stock market, green on crypto. And of course, we're loving this green. It's kind of the theme today. The theme. We got Bitcoin there, 62,952, up nicely today to almost 3% there, and the Bitcoin dominance still holding strong at 52.28%. So 52% over there is looking good for Bitcoin. And Ethereum there, back over 3,000, kind of a cool psychological level, up 1.8% as well. What else is looking pretty good? Solana is up 7.2% to $152, so that's holding up pretty well. Also, everything's pretty green. XRP, ADA up a couple of percentage points. BNB up 1%. I think maybe BNB was like the main one that was up yesterday, and everything else was not looking so hot. So kind of cool. Litecoin up as well, 1.6%. Tron up 2.2%. So looking pretty good on a lot of those leaders. Arbitrum at the moment, what's that, up 1%. Optimism almost 3% on Optimism to $2.63. CAS is up there at 4.4, up at 12.4 cents. We said CAS has been, when we were in the bear market, CAS was the one that was pumping, right? What else there? Dogecoin, some of the memes up 5.3% on Dodge. Get out of Dodge. Get out of Dodge. There we go. Up 6%, 6.2% on Pepe. So the meme coins there doing well also. Not too bad there across the board. So that's pretty much it. Looking green. Green at stock market, green on crypto. And of course, let's have a zoom in on the Bitcoin. Are we back over 50-day moving average? No, we're not. The yellow line is the 50-day moving average, and we're currently just below it at 63,657 is the 50-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is 52,872. So that's that blue line just below. So yeah, that's bullish there. We haven't getting here. Remember that by the time we typically have had in the past two halvings, well now we're on the third one. Typically had not fourth one, but we've got the last two halvings there. We've had a choppy period for maybe the month or two afterwards, right? So that's probably lead us into June, late June. Yeah, at the moment we're looking pretty good though. If we can hop back over the 50-day moving average, up into the races, up into the right, and maybe get up to that 150, 180 target minimum. Maybe Richard Hart's target 240, etc. Gold equivalents around 400,000. It could be pretty fun there. Now, obviously, gold's going up a bit too, so we might have to revise those numbers, but that is kind of the idea. Looking pretty good. Now, you do see I've got my red line here for Taiwan invasion. Well, fingers crossed that doesn't happen, right? Fingers crossed. And why is this here? Well, it's the best weather, right? Best weather apparently for that to occur. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen because no one wants that. But let's get on to Ethereum and let's have a look at where Ethereum is at the moment. 50-day moving average is still quite a bit below that. So 50-day moving average is at 3,181. And of course, we're currently at 3,029. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. So what's that? $150 below that moving average at the moment. And the 200-day moving average is down here at 2,788. So it's still slowly tracking up. We would need a bit of a pickup in this line because obviously it's rolling over a bit here. So we'd need a bit of pickup for that. But we've got the ETF approvals coming up pretty soon as well, 23rd of May. So that's not too far away, but we're not expecting that to get approved, at least not in this case, unless something dramatic happens. That's 13 days. Now, I was supposed to be talking about this again today. I forgot to do pull up the sites for that, but we'll get around to it hopefully tomorrow and the weekend sometime. So fingers crossed I get to that. So that's pretty much it on Ethereum. That's going to lead us into Pulsechain day 363. Yeah, boy. We're going to be talking about that. Before we do, let's catch up on the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Wookie says that's the price of the driveway, $18 million. Yeah, I bet it is. That Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, I'm sure it is. And the gold bathrooms, says Sandy. I don't know, did Rags talk about going into a gold bathroom? But that's kind of the way it's set up, isn't it? Orange Man for Crypto spammed him Hex and RH content a while back, and his son, Apple Seeds, yeah. Well, his son, isn't his son? His son's tall, right? His son's 6'6" or something like that. Yeah, I've just forgotten his name off the top of my head, but yeah, his son is like 6'6" or something. Certainly a tower of a young man, that's for sure. What's he, 18? Something like that. Orange, what do you got there? Republicans for DeFi. It looks that way. What else there? You can't get to Mars without silver. What else there? SKB in the house. Hey, SKB. So SKB is the first ever member, a member on Hex Token channel, and of course Superman Crypto to be a member. So big shout out to SKB. Good to see you back in the chat there. Comes in every so often. The future's so bright, says SKB. Absolutely. Got to wear some shades. Got to wear some shades. I like the shades you're wearing there. Air Vanuatu Liquidator, says Brennan. Really? Oh, aren't they a pretty good line? I don't know how new their planes are, but I thought they were pretty good on the service. That's a shame because you only got the big sort of corporate conglomerates that have all gone woke, right? All gone woke. So that's a bit of a shame. All right, let's get back into it. Bam, bam, bam. We got day 363. We got Pulse up, green day on Pulsechain, up 8% there. Quadruple 0631. So now 63% of the main sacrifice price. So that's pretty cool. We've got Pulse X at quadruple 0273, up almost 12%. So that's 27.3% of the main sacrifice price. So tons of potential upside. And of course, we've already seen it hit the main sacrifice price back when the market cap ride was making a move. The buy and burn. This is for you influencers out there, particularly you. Looking at you, Sandy Beach. Looking at you, kid. Looking at you, kid. Here's looking at you. Well, that is up at almost 850 billion. Look at that, 849.8 billion. So almost worthy of a post there on X social platform. And we're almost getting so close. We're going to hit that 850 by the time we get to the end of the year. So we're at 4.19% is bought up and burned there. So looking really, really nice. And of course, on top of this, we have Power City Earn Protocol. That's got about 800 billion last time we looked. And so that's, looking around about 8% of the market or so. So looking pretty good there. Incentive token is up $3 at $3.41 is up 16.3%. It is the winner of the day. In fact, I talked about this, didn't I? I said incentive token looking really good for the upside. I also said Hex could lead the way. And look what's happened. Hey, thank you very much, people. Thank you. Anyway, so that's doing pretty well. Up at 16, we got 31.25 million incentive tokens in existence from the Pulsex V1 farm. That's where they get created, like little babies coming into the world. And we got moving along. We got PHEX or Hex on Pulsechain is at just under a penny, man. Come on, you can do it. I'm sure it's going to happen while we're on the live stream. We're at 99.6, so just under 1 cent is the old Hex on Pulsechain. And of course, EHEX there at 0.2 of a penny. So the combined price EHEX and PX is just under 1.2 cents at 1.19. So I know we can do it. Now, the one thing I was going to say about incentive token is just before I move too far on here is it's up 16.3%. So this is the leader for today, followed by Hex. Now, the benefit, of course, it gets the benefit of Pulse and also get benefit of the ratio to Pulse to one incentive. And of course, it's up at 54,100. Remember the other day we were just hanging on to 50,000. And it does look good. So nice little gain there, 16%. So that's day 363, folks. And of course, you guys know we are counting it down to the 1 year anniversary, 2 days and 23 hours and 41 minutes by Go Postal's clock. So what's that, the year and a day? I don't know. But there we are. We're going to have that anniversary, 1 year anniversary. It is coming up. So tick tock. And we've got a green day to lead us into it. That's pretty cool. May it continue. I'd like to see some green candles. So there we go. All right, so not bad there. In fact, I just got rid of the site. I actually didn't want to get rid of that yet because we're going to go through the rest of it. But let's get into some of the charts first. Let us go. So we're ticking away to that 1 year pulse there. I'm going to full screen on this. There's a pulse chart, and we're ticking so closely there. Nice little green candles. Still got to break out though. 6,500. Let's break out of that and get back over that what was previously the support line. And of course, the RSI is coming off, oversold sort of period. And we've still got a lot of room to move to the upside, 38, leading into the 1 year anniversary. They can do it. Let's go look at the weekly on Pulsechain. And we can see that the RSI was at the bottom at 36. It's kind of risen to 37, 38. And we've kind of bounced off in the weekly, this 5,500 mark. We're now at 6,300. So, and let's go get a bottom and zoop up the top there, right? And that's kind of where we want to be. And that's Pulsechain, Pulsex as well. We're on the weekly. Yeah, we're on the weekly here. Similar story. We actually had higher low there, 2,300 versus 2,150, and we're currently at 2,731. So looking pretty good here, especially with holding this angular support, horizontal support as well, back from November last year. And the RSI, plenty of room to move at 40 on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Daily's gone up on the RSI, 50.43. And like I say, pretty, really want to break that 2,900, 3,000 mark and off to the races on that. Incentive token, let's look at the ratio. Ratio looking pretty good. Look at that, looking really hot as the incentive chart there. So very, very cool. 54, nice look to the break upside there. Now we're at 54, we want to break 61 and off to the races. And then the next resistance is at 71, right? So just on horizontal support, I'm just not adding another 10,000 to that, but that is the horizontal support breakout there. And man, that's game on after that. So looking pretty good. And of course, this what I think is really star of the day is PHEX making a move at 1 cent. So let's do it. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Well, I'll stop getting harassed by people leaving comments talking about, come on, where's the pump? Where's the pump? Well, it's accumulation until the pump happens. That's pretty much it. Well, we are coming up to a key milestone for the Pulsechain 1 year. So that's pretty important. So let's see here. Where's the 1 cent? Let me just get that exactly on the 1 cent. I had a 104. That's good. So yeah, accumulation zone under the orange line. Lots of room to the upside there. We're sitting at 55. Let's go to the weekly on Hex on Pulse or PHEX. Yeah, lots of room to move. 43 on the weekly. Let's do it. It's time. It's time. Let's do it. All right. So that's pretty much PHEX. EHEX as well. Same sort of story. Lots of upside to the BankX wall at 0.7 of a penny. Currently at 2/10. So plenty of upside there, and plenty of room in the RSI as well. 240% sitting there. You can just buy and hold. That's one way you can do it. Otherwise, obviously, the main game is, as Richard's putting it, is Magic Carp ride on the Pulsechain side. Just take that into account. But there's definitely lots of upside there. 36 on the RSI on the weekly. So game on. Let's have a look at the daily there. Daily at 52. So plenty of room for a little move higher there for the old EHEX. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX here on investex.io. 1.2 cents almost. Woohoo! Have we got a little bit of a gap on there? I would ignore that because just the software, but we got almost 1.2 cents, looking good. And of course, let's get that breakout to 3 cents. Man, if once we break 3, it's game over, right? It's up to the races. So don't say you haven't had plenty of time. You've had more time than you can imagine. Could imagine. All right, that is pretty much it on investex.io. Now we're going to jump over to the rest of the stats before we get on to 9mm, and of course that is just launched. So we've got 418,000 beats, so just over double normal beats there for a sort of a normal time. Anyway, we're up at 9/10 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap, 600th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, 2/10 of a penny for a PRC Tune transfer. Once again, Ethereum Gwei is ultra low at 3 Gwei. Ultra low. I mean, that's insane. So if you're doing it in stake for Hex or anything else, even if you're over in Zen doing some mints or something, 3 Gwei is just like a gift. It's like a gift. Anyway, regardless of that, Pulse X is still 344 times cheaper than Ethereum, even at 3 Gwei. So welcome to the future there. And of course, up to $3.24 for a swap on Uniswap. And of course, only 9/10 of a penny on PulseX. So still way better to do business. We're still 2,500 times cheaper than Bitcoin as well. Just to put that in there. Let's look at the validators quickly on this very precocious day. 48,933 validators, 1.57 trillion Pulse off the market. And of course, in addition to that, we have liquid loans as well, taking Pulse off the market. Now, the bridge is our health check. Yeah, we're looking better on the bridge. Obviously, Hex is up a bit, but we're at 109.65 million on Pulsechain. Now, we were sitting at about 108.6 yesterday, was it? So we might be up around about 800,000 to a million, I think, from memory. So looking good there. And let's have a look at the stables. We've got native stables, right? So let's have a look here. PXDC is our latest from Power City with Hex, right? That's currently around about peg. We can actually see that on our chat, so we might see that. We might look at that on a different ledger. Let's have a look here. We got Go Pulse with the validators here. We've got 1.57 trillion offered the validators for Pulsechain, 840 billion with Pulse liquid loans. So those combined is off the market, along with the rest of these lockdowns here. Now with Pulse, of course, Power City PulseX. We've got 792. So I said around 800. So that's about right. 792 billion in addition to that buy and burn, which was almost 850, right? So doing pretty well there. All right, so that's day 363. We're going to be starting day 364. That leads us into the charts. Of course, we're going to talk about 9mm. So 9mm has launched. So that's kind of the big news there. 9mm has launched on 9mm V3 DEX. The official token is OX7B, ends in A719. Now, I have posted this in the Discord under Pulsechain project, so you can see it there. Congratulations to each and every one of us who have waited patiently for this moment in time. And the starting price there at 3/4 of a penny is the starting price. So you can see it right there. And they start off with 100,000 liquidity. Now they're probably going to do, additive liquidity is the way some of these teams work. Kind of cool. You got to be careful with any spam behind. That looks like a spammer there behind. With 9mm Pro, it could be. Or you got to be careful anyway. So actually looks like it's a 9mm Pro. Is it the same? 9mm underscore. It's got 2 underscores there. See, that's the scam one there. So you've got to be careful with scammers on the old X. But that is the correct one there. Looking pretty good. So I'm going to post that in the chat there. You guys can check it out. But we are going to look at the chart as well. Look at those. Look how clever those scammers are below. Just a little bit difference in the old address there. So that's 9mm. Bam. You just post that down. So that is it there, one of the dexes, and we're going to check it all out in the details. So that's pretty much it on that one. All right, let us check that out further. Let us go back, and you can see quite a few posts that have come out since then. NFT on Pulse, one of our NFT marketplaces, OMG Pulse OGs, which is a related product here of 9mm, are so hot right now. They're selling like hot bread. So it's one of them there. Got 10.7 million Pulse on that one. So lots of people are excited about the launch. My purchase of 9M today wasn't simply buying a token. It was a reverse sacrifice. I have a percentage of Pulse to the value the team has given me. If it goes up, cool. If it goes down, whatever, it will be only asset I could consider. So got some people bullish about that. 4 hours ago, congratulations to everyone on the launch of 9MM token. We have celebrated a major milestone today with a smooth launch and token airdrop. We're extremely grateful for the support from everybody involved, and we're excited to continue innovating together and growing the 9MM Pro ecosystem, which we're going to open that up. Staking for the 9MM token will go live very shortly, so that may be activated by now. I'm not sure if they're going to put out a post about that. All holders will be able to stake their tokens to start earning their share of the protocol revenue that's generated. Isn't that cool? So it's a lot of business here in the DEX. We have well over 100,000 USD in Pulse to be given away for staker class. So pretty bullish there. 1 of 12 drop completed. So they're going to do 12 drops from the looks of it. So obviously very, very enticing. Got influencers like Access Live out there. Fantastic job. Very generous airdrop for valued users of your platform. Thanks for your service there. So lots of people are pretty happy about that. Corey Costa there. Fantastic work. Marco the Hex skin. It was one of the smoothest launches yet. Great work. And I'm very happy with the points I received. Hex Turbo. Congrats on the successful launch there. So lots of people out there saying great stuff. Mando there. Great launch. Very well done. Crypto Coffee. Congrats. So people are really, really liking that. What else are we going to say about that? I think that's it, really. Is it? Yeah. What a great start, says Mallow. Not for the LP peers. Pay attention to stable peers. They mean something. The subcommittees haven't even started attaching to the soon-to-be most liquid token on Pulsechain. Enjoy the ride, waiting for staking to go live. So there we are. Lots of cool things. LP provision, stable coins, things like that. Lots of blues clues there. For us, congratulations on an amazing launch, says Two's Bookie. And of course, GoPulse has listed it on GoPulse under 9mm. So it's preloaded on that. So it's kind of cool. The most awaited launch on Pulsechain is here, 9mm launches. So that was already launched. That was the first tweet. So let's have a quick look at the chart. Now, this is the chart at the moment. So like I said, they launched at 3/4 of a penny. And of course, this is a DEX on Pulsechain, V2, V3. And of course, they had a massive rally. So it's still currently up from that opening price. Well, at least opening price around about this percentage, 3,379%. Obviously had a huge hyper rally on the open. Went to almost 71 cents. Can you believe it? And then, of course, came down. I've got this on the 15-minute candles. And it came down pretty quickly, and then of course rose back up to 35 cents at the top of this move, and then back down at the moment, 26 cents at the moment. Remember, it was at quarter of a penny on the launch. So pretty cool. How many makers? 2,123 makers. And of course, liquidity just under $1 million at the moment, 934K. Market cap 26 million. What else we got to say about this? A quick intel says honeypot no, so that's about it on there. Ownership renounced, doesn't know. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a quick look and see how much is in existence at the moment on the old line there. So it looks like there's 100 million 9MM tokens in existence, and you can stake it to share in the revenue of the DEX. So that's kind of cool. 463 holders at the moment. Already had 25,000 transfers, so lots of bots on there too, no doubt. But yeah, holders. Let's look at the holder class. Now 85% in the main wallet there. Obviously team wallet from the looks of it, and then 2% is in this wallet. What else there? 0.4%. So kind of cool. Actually, I'm not sure if that market said 2 million are in here. So that second wallet looks like probably the contract address or something like that for the Quilt LP. But we have 0.4% here. A couple 100,000 there. So some pretty decent size holders. All the way down page 1, you need 13,500 to be a holder there. Now I'm not sure how their staking works, whether once you stake it goes off the liquid list there, whether it stays on or not. So that's coming up, I think. So let's go to the website. So here's the website, obviously not finished, but they've got the links to all their products. So we've got 9M Scan, the NFT Explorer. Let's go to the V3 DEX and have a quick look at this. So obviously a lot of people operating. Let's go to stats and graphs and have a look at the turnover here. So TVL at the moment, 12.6 million in TVL on the platform. So that's pretty good. And you can see it's had a slow ride, right? Just did a little stealthy kind of quiet launch, and just a couple 100,000 on there. Slowly started rising and really started picking up here on the 27th of March, so the end of the March here. And of course now we're in early May, and of course are we early May, almost mid May, and yeah, really started rallying here at the beginning of April, and of course went all the way up to 14.7 million, and then has sort of chilled back here. Now back on the rise at 12.57 million as we speak. Volume today around about 60,000. What's the week volume there? Well, let's have a look at there. So 60,000, was it 9. Wait a minute, what's going on here? 9.9 million. Okay, on the weekly, I guess it's a whole week. 8 million there. Looks like the best week, 24 million. The week of 7th of April to 14th of April. Pretty good. So not bad there as well. Do they have a monthly? Yeah, there's a monthly. So the best month, 67 million. So not bad. They can keep a sort of uptrend. That would be pretty nice. But that is the results today. They've got a nice cool list here of top tokens. Wrap Pulse, Hex Orange address, Hex from Ethereum, DWB, Nana there, Solid X, so lots of those. And of course 9MM managed to hit the top 10 table there. So that's kind of cool. And what have they got? The liquidity there, 24-hour volume, 3.3 million. Total TVL at the moment, 587,000 at the moment on 9MM. So pretty good. All right. So I guess a lot of people wanting to buy it, not just to stake, but to do liquidity as well. If they didn't get an airdrop to them, right? So kind of cool. What do they got? Their rewards here. Some rewards as well for LP providers. All right. So stay tuned for that. Now, I think they're going to have a stake button open up on this page. That's my guess, because I don't think it's on the V2. It's going to be on the V3. And they should have a stake button here at some stage, is my guess for that. So stay tuned for that. There's probably an install to come out there for 9MM. So that was the excitement today. We've gone through it in pretty fulsome terms, I think. So pretty cool. Let's have a look at the rest of the markets. Let's get into it. So that was the big launch. Let's go to the derivatives. Man, Icosa still looking really hot, up 17%. On Pulsechain, and Hedron up almost 10% on Pulsechain as well. So Icosa there looking really nice. Yeah, what's it? Another third day pump in the mix there. So nice little bounce off 60, almost 7 cents up to 10 cents now. So looking good there for Icosa. Looking to the stable coins. What do we got there? Looking pretty good. We got PDI at 59 of a penny, so it's just slowly tracking back up. The old PDI. And of course, everyone loves the mystery and the ambition there to hit 1 cent. They're looking very good at the moment, actually, isn't it? 59 of a penny. That's kind of the bigger view there. Let's go full mode. Looking pretty good. Got room in the RSI too to continue moving up. So we'll keep a lookout for that one, PDI. What else are we going here? Let's jump away from that. We're going to go to the influencer coins. We've got who's the best performer today. Well, it looks like Steve Hitson's the best there at old T token up 22%. More token from Trayvon has finally made it back up almost 10%, 27 cents. Note token from Randy Olasky up 6% at 55/100th of a penny. So well over 0.5% there. And SolidX up 5.7% as well, $88.66. Axis Alive up 2.5% to 18,759. Those are kind of the leaders there. And let's get into the all-time. So all the tables. I'm going to go to the top here. Let's see. Let's go by sorts. Obviously, we've covered 9M. That's number 1 today on the list. Blaster is coming in at number 2 at 23.4%. We talked about TEVE. That's at 22%. Incentive token is getting in there. Number 4, Richard Hart token, 14.5%. Nice to see that. Four-way mirror is up 14%. P-drip is up 12.5% to almost $6. And what else we got there? Yes, we talked about Solid. SparkSwap managing to make a bit of a move there. 4.7 cents is up 10.6%. So that's all the ones over 10% at the moment. But quickly followed are those ones over 10% gain today. Is Pulsechain up almost 10%. Teddy Bear up almost 10% as well. Gifford Wear up 9%. Some nice moves there. UFO from PGDC up 9.2% as well. So some good moves there going on. So and then we got quite a few, ones green across the board there, making some green moves higher, which is pretty cool. Just looking through some of those. Yeah, PGDC up 6%. So yeah, some nice little moves across the board. Looking a bit more greener. But Die Hard there up 3.5% or 3.25%. There's some other honorable mentions there. Gophers up 2% at the moment. $500 for a gopher. So that's heading there. How's Gophers going actually? Because remember, these were the first ones up on the Pulsechain. Man, it's right off the bottom, isn't it? $466 up at $500 there. I haven't actually been following Dip Catcher's posts very much recently, so I don't know what's happening there. But definitely we might zoom in on that as well. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's have a look at the total volume on Pulsechain. 34 million bucks on Pulsechain last 24 hours and 300,000 transactions. So that's kind of doing a bit better. We're over the 300,000 mark. And 34 million. That's a bit of an increase there. And of course, 9mm would have contributed how much there? 3.2. So 9mm almost 10% of the volume today on that launch. How about that? Woohoo! Pretty cool. That leads us into the Hex Daily Stats, and we're going to talk about the runes, of course. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on the chat one more time. We've got Talus 7 in the house there. I hit my Pulsex goal thanks to the 9mm airdrops and multiple wallets, which LP, nice one. Feeling blessed and finally ready for the moon. I like that. It's a great story. The Donald Trump coin on Pulsechain had a nice 88% pump. Yep. We're going to be talking about that on runes. So anything with Trump on it's probably doing pretty golden. You got to remember the elections this year, 5th of November. And so, yeah, I think a lot of things with Trump on them. Remember the original Trump NFTs too on Ethereum, I think it was. So any of those might do really well this year. So definitely worth speculating on some of those. Trump is good for crypto. Biden manipulated it. Yep, agree with that. Dave on day. Okoza the Jedi, says Wookie. He's a maxi there. And we got Jack says Jack Levin Jr., Trump and 9mm are the winners of the day on the Pulsechain, says Jack Levin. All right, let's get into the Hex Daily Stats. Let's go from there. So what have we got today? Day 1620. 9th of May, we got the price pretty much flat here. It says 1880. I'm not sure why it's not at 2 because that's what we called it. But anyway, we're at 7.252 is the payout today per T-share. So looking pretty good. That's a great result. And let's have a look at the T-shares themselves. Down slightly, 362. Sitting just below 9.2 million T-shares on the Ethereum chain. And of course, let's have a look at the penalties today. 2.7. That's a pretty nice day in penalties. 66.7 million in the reward pool. Remember, 50% of these penalties go to T-share miners, the other 50% to the OA, and keeps inflation low, right? Keeps inflation low. We got 27 liquid holders increase, 18 miners decrease, just below 118,000 miners on the old Ethereum chain. Now, as you guys know, that Pulsechain stuff comes out on Pulsechain comes out a bit later, maybe half an hour from now, who knows? But anyway, we got yesterday's result out, which I didn't get the call. So that was pretty cool. And of course, that would have been day 261. Was it? No, 262. 262. And of course, what have we got there? Payout there, 6.9999. Is it too many nines? I don't know. 6.999. That's what we got paid. That was pretty good. Let's jump over to the T-shares. T-shares up 800 to just below 9,466,000. Let's be a bit more precise. And the penalties today, almost 2 million. Well, for 2 days ago, almost 2 million. And the rewards there, 66.25 million in the reward pool. Liquid holders continue to rise, 27, and we're at 344,000. But the miners slowly going down, even on the Pulse chain, the adoption chain, the Magic Carp Ride chain, for the moment at least. That has been the trend for about 80 days or so. That is 124,000. So about 6,000 more miners on the old Pulse chain now. So that is the results. We're chiming in, so looking pretty good. All right, that's it. Check out hex.com. All right, that's going to lead us into runes. We're going to talk about runes on Bitcoin. So we're moving from Pulse chain now. We're going to talk about runes. Sandy Beach says, I just checked some of my wallets. I got some 9mm. Yay. It's raining 9mm on Sandy. So well done for that. All right, let's get back into it. Runes on Bitcoin. So we've moved chain. We've moved chain now. And of course, we're going to have a look at the ordinals first. We can see some of the leaders here at the moment. We've got, actually, I might zoom. Should I zoom this a little bit? Yeah, there it's a bit better. We've got node monkeys. Now they're pretty expensive. 0.289 Bitcoin per node. 53 sales. So there's plenty of trading even at that sort of Bitcoin. And of course, that's up. We've got 13% of it listed at the moment. There's only 10,000 of those. 1,361 liquid. We got Bitcoin puppets at 0.2 Bitcoin. And of course, the volume today, 13 Bitcoin in total volume. With 56 sales, and there's 10,000 of those as well, but less on sale, only 10%. Now we've got Rune Pups as number 3, 0.05 Bitcoin, 6.46 Bitcoin in trading volume, and of course there is only 4.1% of those in the market. There's 10,800, so that's actually pretty good from the Rune Pups, and not many people selling. It's kind of cool. Now Runestone, of course, from Leonidas, related to the dog airdrop. Now Runestone is kind of a airdrop token if you're ordinal, so if you're holding it, you never know what airdrops you're going to get, as well as it's still got 2 airdrops inside it. Like, had the first airdrop, it's had 3. The first one was dog, which is targeting to be the #1 meme in the world, and of course then it's got 2 other meme coins coming as well that are embodied inside that runestone. So at the moment you can get one for 0.011 Bitcoin, and I think I saw another airdrop going to it as well. So it really is kind of an airdrop token there. And that's by Leonidas, of course, huge in the ordinal space, right? One of the kings of the space. And of course, that's 112,400 runestones in existence, 2,285 on the market, 2%. And yeah, that's the price at the moment. 4 Bitcoin in volume today, 351 sales in the day. So pretty good. Still turning over nicely. Ryzik coming in at number 5. Big popular team as well. And 0.032 Bitcoin at the moment. 4% of the 21,000 on the market with 117 sales. And then we've got, do honorable mentions for the next 10. We've got Bitcoin Shrooms, which is kind of a new one. I haven't seen that one there. Quantum Cats. Prometheans is another big team. Prometheans is a big Ethereum NFT team that's dominated Ethereum. They're now over on Bitcoin, trying to dominate Bitcoin as well. And definitely a popular team there, Prometheans. They were pretty much dominating on the 24-hour volume. I've got this sorted by volume here. Ticking away there as well. Ordinal Maxis is number 9 and Blob number 10 there. And you can actually see, we talked about Trump. Well, we got Trump puppets here. And of course, there's 1,242 of those. Watch this. This is probably going to do pretty well. But yeah, I don't know whether they're still minting out or not. They may not have finished minting out, but they're having a lot of sale activity here at the moment. 0.001 Bitcoin, pick one of those up. So fun times. All right, Bitcoin Trumps as well, another one there. So you can see the Trump thing, definitely, whether it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Pulse Chain, everyone's after these tokens. So just the way it goes. You've got to pick the winners, though, right? You've got to pick the winners. All right, so those are the collections, ordinals. So let's jump over to runes. Have a look at the top runes. These are basically like the tokens now on the runes protocol, which also, remember, the runes protocol launched at the same time as the Bitcoin halving, right? So that's kind of the coolness there, block 840,000. And now, it's trying to target to be the best have the most valuable meme coin on the most valuable chain. And of course, it's the first time really ever that Bitcoin's had this. Ethereum, of course, had it, of course, with all the big meme coins and NFTs. Now Bitcoin's having its chance this bull market. And so we've got number one there is Fihu at the moment. And then number two, which is Dog Go to the Moon. This is the one that's really, with Leonidas is trying to lead that to number one. Now, obviously had got verified on CoinMarketCap the other day. Also got another exchange, which was, I think, ranked number 13. They're hunting the big ones, right? So they're hunting, obviously, Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, things like that. And I think they're probably going to get pretty close to it. So this is probably going to run away eventually. Currently 4.3 sats at the moment to pick up one of these, and doing pretty well. Just had a recent pump with all that news. Let's see what's that price at the moment. So yeah, it's sitting at a quarter of a penny at the moment, which is 4.3 sats, a quarter of a penny equivalent there. Let's see what else there. We got Pups World related. So a lot of these are related to those ordinals too, because they airdrop the tokens, right? For the rune tokens to their ordinal holders. So we've got Ryzik there, 15 sats at the moment. Runex token for 3.6 sats. We've got Epic at 72 cents at the moment. Decentralized. Now, Decentralized is etch number 2, and that's related to that Prometheans team, that Ethereum team over on Bitcoin. So that's 3.43 sats at the moment. Satoshi Nakamoto, 2,639 sats, and that's rune number 6. So these are when they were created at the beginning. So when Runes Protocol launched at the Bitcoin halving, teams paid a huge amount of Bitcoin to get these created, or what they call etched. And this is rune number 6. So these are all in the top 10. The top 9 are kind of the special ones because Casey, the founder and developer of Runes Protocol, was going to do a 1 to 9 issuance, but then he decided to let those spots go, and the teams rallied and paid many, many Bitcoins to mint them out. So that's some of the background behind some of these runes here. So Game of Bitcoin at number 9 is doing pretty well there, and Zybit there. Zybit's another big team. That's at 1340 sats at the moment as well. Some honorable mentions. Number 11, Waddle Waddle. Number 12, Lobo the Wolf Pup. Another big team there. Currently at 1 sat there. So they've got a bit of work to do because the price has been waning a little bit there. So those are the honorable mentions. But yeah, number 16. This one has been doing, look at this, another Donald Trump. This has been coming out of nowhere. This was down at $1 million market cap only, 2 days ago or something. It is now at $5.5 million market cap, so there's been a nice little 5-6x return on that, at the very least. That's currently 8.75 sats at the moment, 250% there. So see some really big moves here. Pepe the Bitcoin's been doing pretty well, down a little bit today. Meme Economics is rune number 7. It's in that top 9, and that's probably a little bit cheap too. So there will be some bargains to pick up out of some of these ones. You just got to get to know the scene quite well. Pepe Bitcoin Pepe Matrix. That was doing pretty well a little while ago. That's just dropping off at the moment, fading a little bit there. So it's a matter of probably picking the bottoms there at the moment. Now, that's pretty much it. Now, we've got uncommon runes here. Now, this is a free mint. So this is actually rune number 0. So this is the only token that Casey, the founder of Runes Protocol, actually etched. And, of course, it's rune number 0 there. That's a free mint, though. So I'm not even sure why people are buying and selling it. People can go mint it out, right? So, yeah, anyway, it's trading. It's number 27. So you can ask me why, but there it is. All right, so there's many, many others, of course, in the list. Definitely a whole scene to get used to. Here on MagicEden.io, the number 1 decentralized marketplace for runes. Obviously, there's centralized marketplaces picking these up like Gate.io. And, of course, lots more are going to be jumping on the bandwagon there. It is a very early days for this Runes Protocol and ordinals on these in this bull market. So you're lucky. It's so early you can pick up some good stuff and ride the bull market on the old Bitcoin. So that is pretty much it on the old runes. Hope you guys enjoyed that coverage. Let's see who else has jumped in here. Green day. Green everywhere, man. Green stock market. Green crypto. Green Pulsechain. Partially green on the runes. Had a very green day yesterday, so that's probably why it's a bit cooler today. Let's see here. We've got a couple of comments here. Randy Watson says, we stand with Trump. And with the old token there, says Randy. Nice one. All right, so that's 50 minutes on the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for another coverage of Pulsechain and the final day of the week for the stock market. So catch me then. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link's in the video description. You can join Pulsechain. and it's a $5 membership for general membership, 16 cents a day, and of course you get access to all the information. And number one, the best community in there. They've got some cool people, so get in there on the Discord. If you want to join Strategy Club as well, that's $35 a month. Hook that up. We're probably having a session tomorrow or Sunday for Strategy Club, so you don't want to miss that too. That link's there as well. That's multi-chain, by the way. Multi-chain. All right. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Enjoy your day. And I will catch you again tomorrow. Let's play out our usual favorite video. You know what it is, the Magic Carpet Ride. That's coming, and we're going to enjoy it. And I might also play Scott Harris as well, Hex Token song, because it's always fun to end with some music. Take care. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.